All right, so we're talking about Xbox audio. This one took a little bit longer than what I expected it to, only because there was a lot of testing involved, and there's a lot of devices out there with regards to Xbox audio, but we're gonna go over this. Show you how to make it work with the Rodecaster DUO. If you wanted to do that, how to use your XLR mic with the Xbox through the Duo and some other ways. We are going to use some cables, and just a little bit of a disclaimer for this. There aren't a lot of things with regards to the Xbox that you can connect audio with because it has to be registered by Microsoft and Xbox and all that other stuff. And yeah, so essentially your DAC or your audio output or just plugging stuff into the Xbox is really, really limited. Most of the time you have to use this or your Xbox controller on the bottom through the external sound port right there or the 3.5 millimeter jack, but we'll get into that here in just a second. First off, let's look at all the things that was tested with this video and just so I can go over and tell you what works and what doesn't work. So we're going to look down at my desk. All right, so obviously we've got the Xbox controller, right? On the bottom of the Xbox controller, you've got two audio inputs or accessory inputs. You've got this one and the 3.5 millimeter jack. This is essentially how you can hook stuff up and make it work and use like a mixer or whatnot. So we're going to set this right here. Next thing you're going to need is a Y splitter. Now, all of these are not created equal. So for instance, here is a Y splitter. If you notice, it does split a 3.5 millimeter jack into two. But this is a TRS. You'll notice by the two bands on there, to make this work right, you need one with three bands or a TRS splitter. So again, not all of these are created equal. This one is a stereo. Doesn't really do it for the mic, and it didn't work for what I was trying to do. So we'll throw this one to the side. This one is the better one, TRS, and you'll notice three bands. So two bands for audio, that makes it stereo audio, and then one for the mic. On the back, again, Y splitter, but on this one, I don't know if I can get this to focus in or not. This one has a microphone, or a headset. That was a headset. And a microphone icon on. So this one, no. And all the stuff will be in the description below. So for this one, you cannot plug this directly into the Xbox controller. It will not work. It will not, it'll get sound, but it will not let you use the microphone. For that, you need one of these, and these are the ones that connect to the bottom of the Xbox controller. Again, these things are not all created equal. If you'll notice, we've got this one right here. It's got a built-in microphone. You'll see the little line right there. And then it's got the port and the 3.5 millimeter jack, the TRS one. But you cannot hook a microphone up to this one. You have to use the external one. This one is Bluetooth. I tried Bluetooth, doesn't work very well, so we're going to toss that one to the side. Second one is this one. You'll notice that this one doesn't have the 3.5 millimeter jack. It does have this, and it's got some things on the front, like your volume up and down, your microphone mute, and then some settings for audio. It does have a 3.5 millimeter out on the bottom. This one does work. I've tried this one. This one does work. This one has audio monitoring, which is what you want if you like to hear yourself. You would need that. So this one does work. This is the third type. This one has the 3.5 millimeter jack, the accessory port, and then the 3.5 millimeter jack on the bottom. Again, with all your stuff on this. This one doesn't seem to work right on the headset with the Y splitter. It doesn't allow audio to come in, so we're going to throw that one to the side. Again, this is why I say not all of these are created equal. Again, I'll have all these links in the description. So what we need to do, I tested this one. This one works just fine. So what you would do, if you're going this route, is you would plug it in to the bottom, and then you would take your Y splitter and then plug it in. Now, from here, you don't really need this. You could actually plug in a wired headset. And just for reference sake, I've got a pair of wired headsets right here, and you can plug this one directly in right here, and it will use the microphone. And I'll hop over to the Xbox just to show you that this does, this way, as you know, works just fine with the microphone. Okay, so up in the corner right there, we've got the Xbox on. Now, we've got all this stuff hooked up. If we go into our settings, all right, so we've got everything hooked up, and you'll notice if we go into our settings, you'll see that the Xbox up in the top corner is hearing me. If I touch it, it's making noise. So that is that. So that's one way to get it to work. Second one we can do to get this to work is we can go ahead and pull the headset out. And we could plug the Y splitter back in. We're going to take a 3.5 millimeter jack that I have plugged into the back of an output on my Rodecaster DUO right here, and we're going to go ahead and plug this into the microphone port. And this does, it goes all the way over to my Duo. And you'll notice, I grab my microphone right here, and I tap this, and I say hi, you'll see that my voice is coming through. So that is one way to get this to work with the Duo. There are some settings inside of the Rodecaster DUO that you need to change with regards to routing and stuff like that. And I'll go ahead and pop these up on the screen, and I'll show you how these should be routed. Okay, so here we've got the Rodecaster DUO, or Rode Central. As you can see, we've got two microphone outputs. We have 1 and 2. I use one for my microphone, I use one for my headset, and then the other one for a microphone out. The line 1 on mine is the microphone out. The line 2 is for my headset. Once we get that plugged in and set, then we need to go to the routing tab. Once we're in routing, we need to make sure that we're in the correct one. On mine, it's 1, but it's whatever you use for your Duo. Now, once you start, all of these will be unchecked, or they will be checked, so where they will be coming through. We need to make sure that the red X is showing on all of these, with the exception of your microphone. That way, it's just pushing your microphone out through that output on the back of your Duo. And you'll see that it doesn't have the red X. Line 2 is for my headset, and then for the monitor speakers, you could have the same thing. But we don't have to worry about those right now. We're just worrying about the one that is going to be pushing out our microphone. So it's that one. Once you have all of this set up, then we can go ahead and move on to the next step. Okay, so once we get the routing stuff set up, the next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to plug this into the Xbox controller. Again, with that Y cable, like I said earlier, you're going to need to take that 3.5 millimeter jack that you have plugged into the back of your Duo, and you're going to have to plug it into the controller. Obviously, from this Y splitter, it's going to be the microphone side. But if you don't want to use the controller and have it wired up and everything like that, without that dongle at the bottom, you can get a controller like the Stealth Ultra Pro wireless controller I have right here, and you won't need that dongle at the bottom because you can just plug in the Y splitter directly into the controller. This is a little bit of a pricier option, but you wouldn't need to buy or try to find one of those other dongles for the bottom of your Xbox controller. The better option would be to use something like this. This is the SteelSeries Gamer DAC 2. This allows you to hook it up to the Xbox and your PC at the same time, and you would just plug it into the Xbox plug in the back, right there. Plug that in and then plug it directly into your Xbox. This gives you the ability to use things like a game chat mix and stuff like that. It does have a 3.5 millimeter jack on the side of it, just like that does. And you would plug your Y splitter into that side right there. And that way you wouldn't have those wires going to your controller, and we would plug it in right there. Now we're going to go ahead and plug this into the Xbox to show you that this also does work. And we'll plug it into the microphone side. Again, there is the little picture of the microphone, and we'll get the XLR mic through this to work with the Xbox. So let's hop over to plugging this into the Xbox and show you what this looks like. Okay, so now we have the SteelSeries DAC right here. We're going to go ahead and hook this up to the Xbox right here, and you're going to hook it into the front. So we'll go ahead and plug it into the front. And you'll see it'll come on here in a second. There's SteelSeries right there. All right, now that that's fully on, we're going to go ahead and take our Y splitter, and we're going to plug it into the side. Right there. The cable that we had earlier that is hooked to the Duo, we're going to plug it into the microphone side of that. Hop back over to the Xbox. Hopping back over to the Xbox, we've got the Xbox on. As you can see, we've got this hooked up, and we've got the cable hooked up to my Duo. I'm going to unmute this, and then we're going to show you that the microphone or the XLR mic coming from the Duo does work with the Xbox. So if it double voices, I apologize, but this is it is what it is. We're going to use this to do this. As you can see on the Xbox, in the corner up here, me circling it, you see that it's got a headset and a microphone. And to hear that, we're going to go into our settings. I'm going to start a party, obviously. And now you can see that my voice is coming through. You can go into the audio settings. And you can see what you can do right there. And it is coming through. So there you have it. The SteelSeries DAC is probably the best way to go over buying one of those other controllers. It's a little bit less expensive. Again, all of those are in the description below. So let's go ahead and mute this microphone and get this Xbox off the screen. So there you have it. XLR mic with the Rodecaster Duo and Xbox all working at one. You can use this setup with the SteelSeries, and you can use that with the Duo and have one mic that is going to your computer and to your Xbox at the same time. If you want me to do a more in-depth tutorial on how to set all of this up from OBS and everything like that, leave a comment in the section below. And we'll talk about it at a later date. Yeah, so there it is. Using an XLR mic with your Xbox and the Rodecaster Duo. Hope you enjoyed it, learned something, and we'll see you on the next one. It won't take as long as the next one because, yeah, all of the purchasing and waiting on stuff to come in for this one. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.